satisfaction until Christ comes. This is my passion.
Hey everybody, here it is. We're talking about a reservoir and for the cell in our HHO system. And basically, as I said, waiting for parts for my bubbler, dual bubbler, to tweak that some more. And I'm also waiting on parts for my booster cell because I have to rebuild that. So I've been looking at a reservoir, and other people have mentioned it, and I've always wanted to do a reservoir to help aid in the cooling and the ease of use for this system. And so we'll be playing around with some stuff. First thing we'll play around with is the cell itself. And now the SMAC booster that I have with the 4-inch PVC pipe that we have, it holds 2 liters of electrolyte solution. And basically what I've been running in the past is 2 liters of distilled water with 2.5 teaspoons of the drain cleaner or sodium hydroxide. It's that Robic drain cleaner, which is working pretty well for me. The next thing that I'm going to have is a pump, which I just received, and we'll take a look at that after we do this little neat diagram thing. And it pumps at about 1.8 gallons per minute. It's 12 volts DC, got it off of eBay, and it seems like it'll work out pretty good. The other thing I want to do is to take some 4-inch PVC and make a reservoir, and I figured out at about 19 inches long, it'll hold 4 liters of electrolyte solution. And so basically, yeah, it'll circulate. I think that volume of water will be able to dissipate the heat, spread it throughout the system, and help cool down the cell. And that's definitely something that I want to do. This is just the first idea I've had. There's also a reservoir system that I would like to do as far as having it automatically refill, have some sort of level indicator or sensor that would, once the volume goes down in the cell, that it would fill it up to a predetermined mark. So if anybody has any suggestions on that or some equipment that it can help, some kind of float gauge or float valve or something like that. I'm really clueless on all that stuff, so if anybody has any suggestions or tips or website links or stores that offer such type of valves or float valves, kind of like you have in a toilet, but I think that would be too big to put in my cell. Yeah, leave some comments, send me a PM, would really appreciate it. So anyway, but that's another thing I want to do, and this reservoir, I'm thinking about putting it down below my cell because I really don't have a lot of room. And so perhaps I would have a large reservoir that would go underneath the cell, and then perhaps another one that would help fill the cell as it goes low, and that would be like near my window washer container underneath the hood. What I think is interesting is that this system will hold a total of 6 liters of electrolyte, and I think that'll help not only cool the system, but it'll also, I think mainly that's the main thing I'm looking at. So, but anyway, that's basically the playing around I've been doing until I get my parts in. So if you got any comments, hey, feel free, put them on the site, PM, whatever you got to do. And if you got some good information, because I'm definitely not smart on auto-filling or float valves or anything like that, feel free. So just some more ideas, more stuff to try. So take. Okay, so you've seen the system, and basically waiting for parts, except for this part that came in. Like I said, I can't remember if I said, but I got this off of eBay, and sure flow pump, and basically it comes out to 1.8 gallons per minute, and it's 50 psi for the operational setting, as 12 volts DC, so this should be the bomb when it comes to circulating that water around the cell. Talking about the cell, since the diagram, since I'm waiting on big parts, I was able to purchase some little parts, and part of those little parts there was the nylon 1/2-inch fitting that I'll use, and I've got it on both sides. And here's a shameless plug, product plug. I'm not getting money for it though, so I can't really be that shameless, huh? But this little gray stuff here, this gray glue, man, I tell you what, this stuff is awesome. And here it is. Loctite marine epoxy, sets in 50 minutes. It's black and white, and so do that ebony and ivory thing. Mix it all together so we're all one big happy family, and you put this stuff on there, and this stuff is the bomb. I mean, it's hard like concrete. Stuff is probably harder than concrete, but it's just really impressive. I can tell for a fact that I'm not going to have any leaks with this stuff. So, man, hook yourself up with some of that. Let's see, some of the other things. Like I said, I purchased some tubing, and again, it's a 1/2 inch inside diameter, and I picked it up. It was like 12 or 15 bucks, something like that. 3/4 inch is the outside diameter. The inside diameter is 1/2 inch. So that'll hook on there. So that'll be kind of cool. Some other things we want to talk about besides waiting for parts, and again waiting for parts. The dual bubbler system. And again, I'm waiting for parts for this baby, in the fact that instead of using clear acrylic, which is kind of expensive, and even though it looks cool, the problem is it's kind of expensive, so you don't want to be doing that. Maybe at car shows, maybe you want to do that. But what I'm changing this out to is ordered with McMaster-Carr, I think it was McMaster-Carr, is clear PVC, 2-inch PVC Schedule 40. So that way we can use, instead of having to use like electrical plastic parts and kind of jerry-rig all this stuff, we'll be able to use the 2-inch PVC parts in a home improvement store, and that'll give us a greater range of parts that we can use, and actually put end caps, just put a cap on there and then just put the nylon connector with the marine Loctite, marine epoxy, and we'll be rocking and rolling. Also, another thing that I'm going to get, instead of a regular diaphragm for this, one-way check valve that's in the middle here. Also going to go with the install guy's advice of putting an air stone. Thanks, Steve, appreciate it. And I think we're going to try to do some stuff with the install guys and see if we can do that EPD device on the top of the bubbler, and we'll really come up with a really quality bubbler with a really quality safety device. And so I'm really waiting for these parts to come in. But also going to get a ball check valve, one-way check valve, because not all diaphragms are the same. If you have lots of kids, you might know that. If you don't get the joke, don't worry about it. One thing I wanted to point out is if you see that brown little liquid in there, in the top of this I put stainless steel scouring pad, and obviously it's not that stainless, or it rusts and corroded, and that's what that brown fluid is. And I only noticed this because some of this had seeped into this lower section or chamber of the bubbler, so that's why I know that not all check valves are the same. So I'm going to go with a little bit more expensive check valve, a ball check valve from McMaster-Carr, but I think it's going to be worth the expense to really truly separate these two. And again, with a clear PVC and the EPD device from the install guys, I think this is going to be the coolest, most awesome bubbler on YouTube. And so anyway, check out the install guys, got some good stuff. And other than that, that's basically it. Just going to stop by and get, got some black PVC. Again, I want to have a 19-inch reservoir on the bottom that'll hold about 4 liters of electrolyte. That'll cap that off, and that's all I got. So my new job, I'm working swings or a graveyard shift, so I don't have all the days off that I used to. Retired once already, but still need to have a job to kind of support my HHO addiction and some other things that I want to do. So working on the second retirement, we'll see how that goes. But eventually, yeah, I'll get to do what I want, and that'll be really cool. But until then, nose to the grindstone, keep working on this HHO stuff. All the advice, comments, stuff on float valves, check valves, or how auto refill reservoir stuff. I'm not smart on that. I know a lot of you guys out there are, and so I'm counting on you to leave some comments, to throw some links my way to help do all this stuff. So, but other than that, hey, enjoy the videos, keep working on it. I'm going to get this selling in the vehicle and the reservoir and the whole 9 yards, and see what kind of production and miles per gallon results that we get. Still want to do those tests, but we're waiting on parts. So Anyway, that's it. So take care. God bless, and we'll catch you later.
Stay true to the teachings we get. All of this will be waiting for us as God's kids. This is my passion, to be God's son. No satisfaction until Christ comes. This is my passion, to be God's son. We move into action, spirit-led as one. This is my passion, to be God's son. No satisfaction until Christ comes. This is my passion, to be God's son. We move into action, spirit-led as one.